Hey there, Next Gen Medium. My name is Sarah Nickerson. I'm a psychic medium intuitive. Another way I like to say that is that I have come to understand my psychic medium intuitive abilities after years of not even knowing that that was a thing for me. And I've come to believe that everybody has this stuff. I cannot be one of few. I think everybody's capable. I think it's just like riding a bike or learning to read. It's just a skill that we build and kind of a frame of mind that changes how you do what you do. Okay, so this is Reddit Answers. This is when I go to Reddit and see what kind of questions people have. It could have to do with psychic abilities, mediumship, spirituality, stuff like that. We're going to one comment on the subreddit of mediums. And this one is very green. Like this one sounds like someone who's new to all this stuff. And I love going back to basics. So I think it helps clarify things maybe in a way that they never thought of, even if this is something you've considered for a long time as part of the possibility of your reality. So take what I have to say and see what resonates with you. Or maybe there's sort of a discovery in there for you. I don't know. So today's question says, I want to communicate with my mom. If I send her letters, would she get them? Okay, so here's the post. My mom passed in April from COVID. I contacted a medium, and it sounded like my mom didn't know a lot of what's going on in my life. It sounded like my mom has her own private life in the afterlife, which is fine, but I want so badly to send her letters. I make a mailbox or something and have the intent of letters being sent to her. Would she receive them? Or is there something else I can do? Well, this is quite interesting. So you went to a medium and it sounded like my mom didn't know a lot of what's going on in my life. So my feeling is how you describe this. There's a couple of things here. One is that you interpreted what the medium said as mom doesn't really know what's going on. And that mom isn't too invested in what's going on in my life. She's too busy partying or whatever. But it sounds like you still feel like that communication with mom maybe hasn't happened, or that you don't have that possibility of doing it yourself. So putting the medium aside, because there's a couple things that could have happened. One is that the medium didn't connect with your mom. Maybe your mom was talking to, or maybe the medium was talking to somebody else. And maybe the medium interpreted it as a feminine mother figure, And maybe if the medium said that, you interpreted that as my mom. Okay. So there's a lot of interpretation things when it comes to getting a reading done by somebody. You can feel like you understood what the medium said, but it's not what the medium said. So there's one little communication breakdown that can happen. Two is maybe the medium wasn't connecting with your mom. Or three, maybe the medium was misinterpreting what mom was talking about. So there's some possibilities for the reading itself. However, I want to focus on communicating with mom. So when it comes to feelings, thoughts, there is no barrier that, how do I put this? We as humans have this capability of talking. This is how we think is the only way to be able to communicate. When it comes to the spirit world or energy world, there is no actively hiding what you say or think, or if the thought goes through your head, it is available to pick up. And it's the same in our worlds. We're just oblivious because we're not raised to communicate that way. or to understand this kind of concept. So I just want it understood that you don't have to write a letter to communicate with mom. Your mom is aware of the feelings you have. Your mom is aware of the thoughts that run through your head. I would suggest, however, that you do write a letter. And why I suggest that is to work it out in your head what it is that you want mom to know. We can feel a lot of feelings, but maybe not be able to dive deep enough to really understand how we feel about something. Or maybe there's an evolution in how we decide how we're going to word something to somebody, like they're going to read the letter. And there's some transformation that happens in there, some understanding. So I think this is more for you, an exercise that's more for you than it is for mom. However, maybe you're not clear with what you need from mom. So I would recommend writing a letter. I know for me, I don't mind talking out loud, thinking out loud. I can understand why other people don't like that. But for me, I feel the most clear and understood when I have time to think and sit and write. With this kind of situation, yeah, I would say sit and write her a letter. Do I need to put it in a mailbox? How is she going to get them? You just sitting there and writing the letter, she's already receiving it. Where it goes after that, it doesn't really matter. She's received the information. Or is there something else I can do? So yeah, you can do the letter. And I'll give you a task. I'll give you a little homework in that letter. Okay. And this is a way to build your relationship with your mom, external of another person. Okay. So this is a way you can do it without needing an additional receiver. You are the receiver. Okay. This is what I want you to do. In your letter, I want you to say to mom, I want you to give me validation that you're around, that you are seeing what's happening in my life. Inevitably, mom is helping. I think everybody that's up there, they have a little task or they have big tasks for you specifically. How much of a task mom has for you, I don't know. And that's for you to understand. That's your journey. But I would say to mom, I want a sign that you are still connected with me, right? That's what you want. You want validation that she's still around. In my world, she is. She's always there. She never left. Her body's gone, but she lives on. And it's time for mom to amp it up a little bit. Okay? So you need to say to mom, give me a sign, and maybe get real specific with it. I was thinking about your post when I was driving home to get here to do this, and I was thinking about my mom and what would be a sign that I could give to my mom. So it could be when I smell your perfume. So my mom didn't wear perfume. She had deodorant. And so when I smell like baby powder, deodorant smell, that's a mom smell to me. But I was also thinking about my mom has like this weird attraction. Well, I shouldn't say attraction. This fascination with Shrek, like the character Shrek. Like she's really entertained by Shrek. Okay, Um, so if something came up, and right now, like, there's nothing really going on with Shrek. Like, there's no marketing going on for Shrek. So if someone mentioned Shrek, I might not even put the connection together with my mom. It would just be like, oh yeah, Shrek, you know. But when Shrek is mentioned again on the TV show that I'm watching, maybe a day later, then maybe it might dawn on me like, Shrek again, you know? That's weird. Someone mentioned Shrek yesterday. There's no reason why anybody should be talking about Shrek. And then it gets me thinking, oh, that reminds me of my mom. My mom really likes Shrek. So silly. And then that third time it happens, it's been, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. And now I'm online and I'm seeing a meme and it's about Shrek. There is Shrek again. This is called synchronicity. Synchronicity is beyond coincidence. So I like to look for 3 things that happen in a short amount of time. That probability is unlikely, right? That's what we logically do. But what makes it synchronicity is that there's something in it that's beyond just the logic. Is that there's something behind it. Something's making this occur. So in the 4th day of all this Shrek stuff happening, I get a 3rd thing. It's a meme. Oh my God, there's Shrek again. It's crazy. This is when I could start putting the pieces together. 1, this is beyond coincidence. This feels like there's something behind this. 2, it's another Shrek thing. My mom loves Shrek. I connect Shrek with my mom. This is just an example, okay? And this is how they can control their communication with you. When you're at a level where you can't close your eyes and talk with them. You could get there. But when you're new to it and these synchronicities happen, that's the start of developing the communication. So first you need to look out and feel like there's something validated with mom's presence still being around. And you can do that with synchronicities. So assign mom a synchronistic thing. Mom, when I see a cardinal, I think of you. Showed me, a sign that you're around with the cardinal. Or show me a bunch of cardinals in the next 3 days. Or something like that. Give mom a task. Get specific. Don't go too crazy with the specifics because then you might start looking for something that you interpret and not something that isn't, how do I say this? You know what? You do what you need to do. How about that? But the task for you is to look out for these signs. So you have to take your blinders off and be aware when you're driving down the road and you're thinking about what am I going to make for dinner and I got to go do laundry and that you are aware enough to see that cardinal flying by your car. You're going to start looking out for cardinals now. Cardinals are a sign of my biological father who helped usher me into the spiritual stuff. So I guess that's the example why I use that example. But in the letter, assign mom something to do, and then take the blinders off and be observant. And then you'll be surprised. Now here's the funny thing that I want you to realize when it comes to this stuff. We communicate with our emotion. It's an energy that's released. That's how it works. So mom gives you the signs. You open up your awareness to take in the signs. And you go through, oh, there's a cardinal. I asked mom to show me a cardinal. Is that coincidence? Oh, I just saw another cardinal. That must be my mom. And it's when you see that third cardinal that it's almost like a shock, like an impact. And it's a feeling in your chest. It's like a kind of a little shock wave. That is you, that emotion that's felt, that you really have no control over. It's sort of reactionary and surprise, which you really have little control over. That is communicated back to mom as to, I received your message. You know what I mean? So it's not like you have to say, oh, mom, I got it. Thank you. Even though I would do that. Oh my God, mom, thank you. I appreciate it. I love you. And it's that feeling of, I feel validated. Holy crap, that actually happened. And that's when you go into the emotion of, that is mom. And then feeling the love and the gratitude for that validation and for that relationship you still have with mom. So there are many ways you can go about doing this. I tend to want to participate. I want to see the synchronicities. I want mom to validate this for me. This is her time to do it. I can guarantee you she's not sitting on the sidelines watching you and not caring. It is her job. In fact, everybody who's passed, it's their job to kind of take part in our lives in little ways and big ways. So I would say write a letter. Express what you need to communicate in order for you to have a clear line of thought of what it is that you want mom to understand. And tell mom what to do. Mom, I need validation that you're still around. This is how I want you to do that for me. I want to see you in a dream. I want to see cardinals. Make this happen. I need you to make this happen. Don't stop your life for those signs either, or else it won't want to play with you. What I mean by that is if you refuse to give energy to contribute to the energy in the world, you retract from it, then it's going to retract from you. You want to see it, you want to get it validated, you got to stick your neck out a little bit in order for that to be reciprocated, in order for that to be answered. So I'm going to leave that with you too. All right, well, that's a great question. And this is one of those bare bones, basic kind of questions that I don't know if I've even answered yet on this channel, but it's such a basic thing. Like, I should have already said something about this, but here I am doing it now. So I hope that helped you. And if you are watching and this isn't your message, maybe it's brought a little bit of insight as to how this stuff works. Maybe there's something in there that has resonated with you where you feel like, I already understood that, but here's someone saying what I already kind of theorized for myself. And it's all theories at this point. I wish science could prove some things, but ain't nobody doing science stuff with this, you know? Ain't nobody paying for that. I wish somebody would. All right, if you have a question, throw it up on Reddit. Hey, maybe I'll answer it. And if you want to dive into your own spiritual journey, uncovering your psychic mediumship abilities that give you validation of this whole world that exists alongside of us, go to my website, nextgenmedium.com. Check out my podcast, Next Gen Medium Podcast. And hey, subscribe and check out more videos. Learn some more things. Thank you for watching.